The stone of the pavement meets the morning light of Milan. There is a specific sound here, a blend of distant trams and the steady rhythm of leather soles on granite. Life moves with a quiet, intentional pace. In this city, fashion is not a performance. It is simply how one exists. Entering Milan feels like stepping into a living gallery where the architecture and the people share the same DNA. The morning air carries a certain sharpness, a clarity that reflects off the glass storefronts and the centuries-old stone. There is no rush to be seen, yet everyone is visible. You notice the way the light catches a wool coat or the drape of a wide-legged trouser as someone crosses a side street. It is a city of layers, both in its history and its wardrobes. The streets are wide and demanding, but the movement within them remains fluid and composed. People transition from the metro to the office with a seamless grace that suggests they were born into this environment. It is not about reaching a destination quickly. It is about the quality of the journey across the city floor. You can feel the weight of tradition in the way the air moves. Every corner turned offers a new perspective on how a modern metropolis maintains its soul through the quiet confidence of its inhabitants. A figure moves through the crowd, not by pushing, but by finding the natural gaps in the flow. The silhouette is precise but never stiff. There is a mastery of proportion here that feels instinctive rather than studied. A coat is thrown over the shoulders with a casualness that belies its perfect cut. The colors are muted, reflecting the gray and beige tones of the Milanese limestone. It is a visual language spoken in whispers. You realize that the most impactful presence in the room is often the one that demands the least attention. The fabric moves with the body, responding to the wind and the pace of the walk. It is a dialogue between the wearer and the garment. This first encounter sets the tone for everything else you will see. It is a reminder that elegance is often found in the things that are left unsaid. The look is complete, not because of what has been added, but because nothing else is needed. There is a particular way a Milanese local stands while waiting for a light to change. One hand might be in a pocket, the other holding a leather portfolio, yet the posture remains entirely relaxed. This is style without force. It is the result of decades of cultural immersion where looking well-rested and well-assembled is the baseline. You see it in the tilt of a head or the way a scarf is knotted just once. There is no checking of mirrors or adjusting of collars. Once the outfit is on, it is forgotten. This lack of self-consciousness is what makes the aesthetic so compelling to the outsider. It suggests a life lived with intention but without anxiety. The clothes serve the person, providing a shell of comfort and status that feels earned rather than bought. It is a quiet power that radiates from the center of the frame. When you stop trying to impress, you accidentally become the most interesting person in the street. The relationship between the clothing and the city itself is inseparable. Fine wool meets rough granite. Silk ties against the cold steel of a bicycle. The city is a backdrop of high-contrast textures that demand a certain level of tactile quality from the fashion within it. You watch as a heavy overcoat brushes against the side of a historic building, the two materials looking as though they belong to the same era. There is a sense of permanence here. These streets have seen centuries of evolution, yet the core principles of aesthetic harmony remain unchanged. The urban environment acts as a filter, stripping away anything that feels too loud or temporary. What remains is a curated reality, where even a simple walk to a cafe feels like a cinematic event. The grit of the city only enhances the refinement of the clothes. It is a balance of the rugged and the delicate that creates a uniquely Italian tension. Tailoring in Milan is alive. It is not the static perfection of a mannequin, but a dynamic expression of movement. A jacket opens as a man steps onto a tram. The trousers break perfectly over a pair of polished loafers as a woman climbs a flight of stairs. You begin to see how the construction of the garment anticipates the rhythm of city life. The shoulders have a natural slope, allowing for a range of motion that looks as good at a full sprint as it does at a standstill. There is a lightness to the construction that defies the heavy appearance of the fabrics. This is where the craft reveals itself. It is the subtle sway of a coat hem as it follows the stride of its owner. It is the way a sleeve stays in place even when the arm is raised to hail a taxi. It is a technical achievement disguised as a casual habit. Take a moment to simply listen to the city. The rush of traffic fades into the background as you find a quieter corner near a courtyard. Here, the pace slows down. You see a woman sitting on a bench, her eyes following the movement of the clouds. There is no phone in her hand. She is simply present. In these moments of stillness, the details of the environment become clearer. The way the ivy hangs over a wall, the shadow of a balcony on the street, the scent of espresso drifting from an open door. These are the breaths between the sentences of the city. Style is not just about movement. It is also about how one occupies space when standing still. The quietude of the afternoon creates a vacuum that the elegant naturally fill with their presence. It is a reminder that the most beautiful things are often the ones we stop to look at when there is nothing else to do. Even the most informal moments in Milan carry a sense of elevation. A person running a quick errand wears denim and a knit sweater, yet the fit is so precise it feels intentional. It is the elevation of the everyday. There is an understanding that being casual does not mean being careless. You see leather sneakers that are spotless and knits that have never seen a pilling. It is a respect for the items themselves and the people who will see them. This approach to dressing makes the transition from a casual morning to a professional afternoon effortless. The boundaries between work and life are blurred by a wardrobe that fits every occasion. It is a functional beauty. You notice how a simple navy sweater can look like luxury when paired with the right attitude and a well-chosen watch. It is the art of doing the most with the least. As the seasons shift, so does the palette of the streets. The transition into cooler weather brings out a depth of color that was hidden in the summer. Burnt oranges, deep forest greens, and rich chocolates begin to appear. The layering becomes a sophisticated game of hidden textures. A silk scarf tucked under a wool collar adds a hint of shine to a matte look. The weather is not an obstacle to be overcome, but a new set of tools to work with. You watch how people adjust their collars against a sudden breeze or pull a pair of leather gloves from a pocket. Every movement is a response to the environment. The richness of the materials feels appropriate for the weight of the season. It is a visual comfort that mirrors the physical warmth of the clothes. The street becomes a tapestry of overlapping fabrics and tones, each one chosen to harmonize with the changing light. Within the framework of classic elegance, there is always room for a personal signature. It might be a vintage frame of glasses, a family heirloom ring, or a bold choice of footwear. These are the small rebellions that prevent the style from becoming a uniform. It is a way of saying that while I respect the tradition, I am still myself. You see a young man pairing a traditional trench coat with modern technical trousers, or an older woman wearing a vibrant silk print under a sober gray blazer. These choices are made with a confidence that comes from knowing the rules well enough to break them. It is not about being loud. It is about being specific. These individual touches act as breadcrumbs, leading you to understand the person behind the clothes. They are the details that catch your eye and make you look twice. In a city of immense style, the most memorable people are those who have found a way to let their own light shine through the fabric. As the day begins to peak, the energy of the city increases. The rhythm of the streets becomes more complex, a syncopation of different paces and directions. You see the intersection of the old world and the new at every crosswalk. The modern professional rushes past the traditional artisan, yet they both share the same commitment to their appearance. The city moves as a single organism, a collective performance of culture and style. There is a beauty in this synchronized movement. It is the heartbeat of Milan, felt in the vibration of the pavement and seen in the flow of the crowd. You realize that street fashion is not about the individual outfits as much as it is about the collective atmosphere they create. It is a shared standard that everyone contributes to, simply by stepping out of their door. The street is the stage, and the day is the play that never ends. As the light begins to soften and the shadows stretch across the piazzas, the city takes on a reflective quality. You carry these images with you, a mental gallery of moments and silhouettes. True elegance is not a destination or a purchase. It is a way of seeing and being seen. It is the quiet respect for oneself and the world around us. In Milan, we see that style is a form of communication that requires no translation. It is the art of living well, captured in the drape of a coat or the pace of a walk. As you move through your own day, perhaps you will find a moment to appreciate the rhythm of your own streets. There is a certain peace in knowing that beauty exists in the most ordinary of movements. Carry that quiet confidence with you until we meet again on these stone paths.